Hello everybody and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the Internet's most passionate wine program, and today we get to talk about a very interesting grape varietal, Teroldego, which is, a very specific and historic grape varietal that first started hitting the books in the 17th century, is very prevalent in the north. It's kind of north-central, northeast of Italy in Trentino, and really produces some very interesting wines. Is a sibling of some grapes that offspring from Syrah. Pretty value-driven, $18, $20 are the two price points. Not inexpensive, but not crazy by Italian red wine standards. Became a DOC in 1971. And is just a very interesting place for red wine. We continue to want to expand your palate. That's why you watch, I hope. Or the shocking good looks and charisma for days. But one of those things, I wonder how many people just turned off that were first-time watchers. So we want to expand your palate. I want you to try new things. I want you to explore. And hopefully these wines will show well. Mott, as you know, terrible results normally on the Thunder Show when we're bringing in a new, we probably are running at like 8% of like new categories, wines showing well. I mean, we've had 0 for 4s and 0 for 3s. Ribolla Gialla comes to mind. But also, promised that I do more food this year. Tuma Persa. This cheese has a crazy story. Weird. And we will get into that as well in a little bit. We'll pair that at the end of the show with the cheese to see if it does anything different. I think cheese is something I want to talk about more. Tea is something I want to talk about more. I just want to kill it. I love what happened yesterday. Tons of comments, Mott. Did you notice? That's because we're doing the interaction, as you know. Leave a comment and show up on the Thunder Show the next day. Ooh, it's going to be tricky tomorrow. We go on location tomorrow. So we're going to have to, I'm going to have to bring my laptop or be really prepped. So, let's get right into the comments, first and foremost. Chris from Tulsa says, Chris, thank you so much. You've been a big-time commenter and one of the people that I've definitely thought about when I started this concept, so I wanted to give you a shout-out. Question of the day. Wow! Love that start. Now you've made me realize how long I've been watching WLTV. I must have put in at least over 350 comments, if my math is correct. I bet for sure you don't get very many from Oklahoma, do you, Gary? Fan forever. Chris, thank you so much. And wrong. I think Oklahoma represents. As a matter of fact, Mott, come on. Oklahoma, step up. Let's get comments. If you're from Oklahoma, leave a comment today on the Thunder Show. Show Chris from Tulsa that OK represents, and maybe you guys can get together and taste some wine and start a little club, and that is ultimately why I want to do this show, bringing people together. That's the game that Vino does, and I hope you guys do so. Chris, hopefully you'll read the comments from today's show a couple days from now, and hopefully there'll be a bunch of Oklahoma peeps in the house. Gomstar says, welcome back, Gary. Nice episode, but it pretty much sums up my $20 to $30 California Chard and Pinot experience. Some nice finds, but overall, there's much better QPR elsewhere in the world. Question of the day, not enough. That will change from this episode on, I promise. Gomstar, I appreciate that. And then he goes on to say, P.S., and thank you so much for the birthday shout-out. Yes, I do have a great girlfriend. She's the best. Can't wait to hear you at 92nd Street Y this Sunday night. I'll be in the front center in the orchestra section. I'm excited about Sunday night. Thanks for linking that up yesterday, Mott. And Gomstar, I will see you Sunday. Looking forward to it. Jay Wink gets involved and says, Gary, great to see you back in the groove and in old form. Mott, you know what? Jay Wink might be right. I feel like this new resurgence, I'm getting very focused. I want to get the cheese involved. We're changing sets. Look what we're doing. We're having, Mott, are you feeling it? Are you feeling a little energy? Tell me.
I feel it.
I love it. Not with the biggest enthusiasm ever. But Jay Wink, I think you're right. Old form. Enjoyed the energy and the show very much. The guests took something off the normal tempo. Don't exclude them. It's just that there's been a steady diet of guests recently, which is true. I think I've left about 25 to 30 comments since I've started watching 3 or so months ago. Jay Wink, thank you so much. Chris V says, Good idea on reading a few comments, Gary. Without something like this, it's always felt like I was shouting into the void. Crispy, you're so right. That's why I'm starting to do this and going to do this. I enjoy this part, and more importantly, I want the feedback. Plus, I was reading them. You might as well have known that. So, you know, used to email a lot of people right from the comments. Doing that less, but doing this more, and I hope you like it. And John R. says, I would leave more comments, but you refuse to friend me up on Facebook. John, that is correct, but that is not my fault. My personal profile on Facebook is at the 5,000 friend limit, and I have 8,000 pending friend requests. However, just yesterday, Facebook has made the fan page act like a profile, and now I will be living and breathing and doing special things in the Wine Library TV Facebook fan page. Matt, did we link that yesterday?
Link it again.
We can link it again. We're going to probably permanently link it. Actually, what? Word on the street is there's some renovations coming to the Thunder Show. So, John R., don't be mad. Follow the link below. Friend me up there, and we will absolutely be homies that way, because it's the only way Facebook lets you. Let's get into the vino. Boliani, 2006, Teroldego. This wine rolls in at 18 US dollars, 13% alcohol content. Now, there's about 400 hectares planted at Teroldego with about 400 producers now. 350 of this interesting, very fascinating grape varietal, and I'm excited to see what this wine has. Again, enough with the Chiantis and the Barbarescos and the Brunellos, and maybe you get, you know, experimental and you do a little Gattinara. It's time to really go out there. Now people are on the Nero Diavola, Primitivo, people are mixing it up a little bit, but boy, Aglianico. But please understand, there are so many more. Italy, the Mediterranean, Greece, I mean, so many varietals. We're going to start pushing the envelope a little bit with Italian wines on the Thunder Show, and I'm excited about this wine. 18 Bones have not had this, have had Foradori, which is the first Teroldego I've ever had, but have not had the 06 vintage. Beautiful purple color, Mott. Should not go without mentioning just gorgeousness of color. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Tight nose. These wines tend to age pretty well between 3 to 7 years. I've heard a lot of people say these are like Chianti Classico meets Beaujolais Cru, and I have always felt that they were a little bit more oomphy than that, you know, in that imaginary kind of blend. I'm going to give it one more sniffy sniff. Again, aromatically challenged. I get a little bit of blackberry coming through, but I'm not getting a whole lot on the aromatics, and it's a very disappointing start to the Thunder Show. Let's give it a whirl. All sorts of things going on. Great classic Italian minerality. Great rustic feel to it. Definitely gives me a little bit of like, this more plays to me like a Chianti, because it does have that Sangiovese play. Almost like a Rosso di Montalcino meets a Nero Diavola meets a Syrah. It's very interesting. It's medium bodied, very rose petal, no, violets, lilacs, not roses, very floral on the third quarter. In the third quarter of this wine, it is floral. And then it finishes with some black currant. Mont, did you hear about T.O. to the Jets? Sorry, that's how the mind works sometimes. Anyway, very interesting. Sour cherries. Really sour cherries. Erase. Sour plums. Really sour plums. It's like a sour plummy thing going on. This would be I'm really bouncing on this one. This would be a really interesting pizza wine. I feel like this has good acid. I like this minerality this wine is shooting off. I really do feel like I bit a rock, which I like, because it didn't chip my tooth, but I still got the flavor. I'm definitely getting the floral components. Medium to full-bodied. It's a well-executed wine with good structure. It's real. It feels extremely authentic, and I like that about this wine. I'm going to score this wine so in that 88, 89, 90 kind of mentality. Does it have the oomph to be a 90? It doesn't. I'm going 89 points. I like it. 18 bucks kind of makes me say, I don't know if I could really recommend it. I'd probably give it a pass. But for a $20 bill, you do get to experience true Teroldego. And for a wine drinker, it's kind of like a music connoisseur, an art connoisseur, or a foodie. You get the experience. I mean, El Bulli. I went to this restaurant in, Spain that everybody goes crazy. El Bulli. It was very good. Is it the greatest restaurant on earth? I didn't think so. But the experience factor has value. I kind of feel like that's what happens here. 89 points. And you got to kind of just... And who knows? With a little bit of a Tuma Persa, it could be a different scene. Now let's give it a little bit of a rinse here. Let's move on to this. This is not as bright in color, so it'll be interesting to see. What we have here, Mott, is one that more people out there, if you have a fine wine shop, a Sam's in Chicago, a K&L in L.A., Specs in Houston, you may be able to find this producer, Foradori, 2006 Teroldego, 89 points, Antonio Galani, $20 US. Antonio Galani is the wine critic for Robert Parker's Wine Advocate. He does the Italian scoring. He's a pretty tough critic, so 89 points, and, good score. Good color, a little bit more cloudy than the last wine in the color. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. More aromatic, which I like. I get a little bit of like a black pepper kind of thing coming across. A little bit of pepper, leather coming through as well. Double pepper. Definitely much more aromatic. A little rustic, little rustiness kind of coming through. Also get a little bit of a... Almost get like a little bit of a wax paper kind of thing going on in this nose too. So that's a little weird. A little waxiness. Fascinating. Let's give it a whirl. So has a little more weight to it. Has much more serious tannins on the back end. This wine will last 5 to 8, maybe even 10 years. This is more in that 3 to 4 year window. Very much craving classic Italian food. I don't know if it's just the way that the acidity and minerality and the wines of Italy in general make me salivate for, a big bowl of pasta right now, veal parmesan. Though I'm not a big Italian food cuisine guy. Mott, are you a big Italian food guy?
Italian.
I understand you're half Italian. I'm full Russian. Doesn't mean I'm like all about Nikolai Volkov. Or maybe. I'm much more French cuisine driven, but I will say that this has some good oomph. I like the tannins on the back end. Let me give it a whirl. This wine has a lot of charcoal in the back end, which I like quite a bit. I like this wine. To me, this is a little bit more of a refined, more signature effort. Foradori really brings some thunder, in my opinion. I think Galani, who's pretty much in the same range as I am, has this pretty much pegged. I'm a little bit more enthusiastic about it. I like the structure, the backbone, and the complexity of this wine. And this wine rocks the house in a double bubble component, guys. This is very pleasant by itself right now. Very drinkable if you're just casually reading your Kindle and tasting some wine. I think this would be a home run. That being said, by itself great. With food, this wine rocks. I mean, this could go with a lot of different things. It has the minerality, the acid, the fruit, the tannins to really match up with a variety of food. Everything from, classic Italian fare to, you want a burger? This will do its justice. I like this wine a whole lot. I'm going to go 90 plus points on this. I think this is a strong effort, and in hindsight, seeing this really ended the debate, in my opinion, to go out and try to find this wine. This is a superior effort from a very strong producer in the region, and I'm awfully excited about it. And now we get to do a little bit more fun stuff with it. Now we get to figure out how do these wines pair with food. We have a very interesting cheese here, Mott. Why don't you zoom in, give everybody a good look at this cheese. Tuma Persa was made for 250 years, Mott. And then the villa kind of went through foreclosure and tough times, shut down, was done, gone, and then a very large businessman in Italy bought the estate, started rejuvenating it, Mott. They pushed this wall down in this one cove or area. Don't know the exact finite details, but I know they pushed this wall down, and behind this wall was all the equipment and the recipe for this cheese. So Tuma Persa means the lost cheese, and it is made from raw cow's milk. And I'm pretty darn excited about trying it. Alan from the gourmet department swears by it. He also gave me this very interesting hatchet. So let's see what's going on here. Let's analyze the cheese first. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Very creamy, actually. Smell this? It's really crazy. It smells a little bit like, almost like a dessert, right?
It's got a little sweetness to it.
Right? Like a lemon rind. Almost like lemon weird. It smells almost like a lemony custard kind of. It's not lemon. What the heck is that? I'm gonna get it. God, I can't get it. It's like a lemony custard kind of thing. Let's give this a whirl or a try. Medium intensity, not stinky enough for me, but well, it means you might like it. It's really citrusy. It's even a little spicy on the back end. I wouldn't say it's like takes over your palate, but a lot of flavors and definitely a spiciness kicks in on the back end, which I didn't see at first. Are you picking that up, or was that from the rind?
That might be from the rind. This is good cheese, though.
You like it?
Yeah.
It is from the rind. So the rind gives a little bit of a spiciness. Black pepper for days. Taste it. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely from the rind.
Yeah. You want to try it with? Oh, you got it from the rind?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely from the rind. Let's see what's going on here. Wow, look at all this. Why don't you come over here? It looks like like all this like carnage happened over here. I don't know what happened.
Looks like the stock market.
Not doing a whole lot for me on the Boliani. Let's see what's going on here. You know this is just an excuse to eat some more cheese, Mott. SS Chris, the great maniac that handles all my scores. Let's move this up to a 91-point wine. Even without the combo. I think the cheese goes extremely well actually with both. It kind of molds quite well. This I gotta tell you, this cheese is very, very good. Tuma Persa.
Thank you.
Mott, let's link that up somehow. I don't know where or what. Make something happen. Couldn't find it on Google at all because Alan was telling me and I was like, who's the businessman that bought it? Because I wanted, so I don't know. Anyway, very interesting. Cheese, wine, Teroldego, trying new things, expand your palate. Question of the day. What is your favorite wine and cheese pairing? I want the name of the wine, and I want the name of the cheese. Because this weekend, I'm going to party it up. You, with a little bit of me, and some cheese. Ugh, got ugly. We're changing the wine world.